Welcome to the Longines Global Champions Tour here in Lausanne, the 12th leg of the tour this season, and a stunning setting as we can see. We've come to the Beau Rivage Hotel to meet two of the riders on the tour this season, Jane Richard Phillips of Switzerland and the USA's Lucy Davis as well, I'm delighted to say. Well, Jane, coming to you first, a home leg for you as a Swiss rider. Extra pressure?
I think it's of sure something very special, being at home here with the crowd from your own country, but I think the pressure last week at the WEC were a little bit higher, so I'm very happy and looking forward for this weekend.
Well, Lucy, though, last year, this leg of the Longines Global Champions Tour shot you into the spotlight, just 20 years of age, the youngest winner on the tour. How has life changed since then?
It definitely opened a lot of doors for me, a lot of great opportunities to go to nice shows and move up in the rankings and such. And just personally, it made me, confirmed my beliefs that I could do it and compete against the best and come out on top. So.
Well, you mentioned competing against the best. Bronze medal at the World Equestrian Games just a week or so ago, again with a team, very experienced team. That experience here would have helped here a lot.
It was a huge step for my riding career, and as Jane said, it was a lot of pressure last week, and I was really lucky to have a supportive, experienced team that could help me through it. And I mean, it was so close, so we were very happy to get a medal.
And here last year, you about half a second ahead of Patrice Delaveau. Did you go in thinking you could win last year?
You always go in hoping you can win, but really when I went in, I was told by my trainer Marcus, go for it, but be smooth. You know, we have a lot. I was going to go to Barcelona in a couple weeks, and he said, you know, don't unravel things. But I was trotting in, and I could hear the announcer kind of speaking like it was over, and then I got really mad. And then usually when I get a little angry, I kind of kick it into another gear, and then I just you had to, at that point, give it everything. And it worked out.
Well, it certainly did work out. You did give it absolutely everything. Jane, from your point of view, you mentioned representing Switzerland, of course, at the World Equestrian Games. You represent Switzerland. You have a Belgian husband, but you live in Italy. Why is that?
Yeah, that's very special. I choose to live in Italy because my husband lives already for a long time in Italy. And we have there a very nice stable with a lot of clients and young people and young horses to bring up for the future. And it's nice life. Switzerland is beautiful. It's still my home country where I'm from, and my parents live here. That's also why I'm very happy to come back here to Switzerland.
And from your point of view, I mean, your family weren't a horsey family. Horses weren't in your family before you came into the sport. Why did you come into show jumping?
It was always my passion, riding horses, and I think I was studying at Bern University. Economics with sport, and after the studying I said to my parents, listen, I really want to try to get into the horses, and they didn't have any choice, I think, because I said I will try and we will see. And I'm very happy today that I took this way in my life, and it's okay like this.
But where did the interest in the horses come from in the first place?
I don't know, because my father is doctor and my mom is artist, so I'm the only one from the family. It was really me, and now I have my husband behind me, and they have also breeding farm, and they are already long time into horses. And my husband give me a lot of helps, and he support me and he train me, and we are doing everything together. And
he himself competes in a number of legs of the tour as well, bringing on some of those young horses as well.
Exactly, he tries to bring also the young horses up, that we can have them in some years on this big level, and we try our best, and it's not always easy, but I think it's the right way.
Well, Jane mentioned education in there, Lucy. I mean, you're still very much a part of that as well. You were at Stanford and then moved to Germany.
Yes, I'm actually still at Stanford. I have one more year, and this is my last show of the summer here in Europe, and then I return to California and finish my last year.
How do you balance that up between riding at this level? I mean, we've mentioned championships in there, Longines Global Champions Tour, all those top competitions, and your education too. What's a week like fitting it all in?
It's a bit hectic at times. I think the hardest part is the travel. The work itself I actually love, and I'm kind of the person that when I have more things to do, I get more things done. If I just have one class at 5 o'clock and I have nothing else to do, I lounge around and am lazy. So I think it's nice to have the balance between schoolwork and riding.
And how do you balance up? I mean, you mentioned life back in California there. How hard is it being in Europe throughout the summer, being away from your American friends?
It is hard. I've been here now since April, so I haven't seen a lot of my friends in like 6 months. But they're also doing their own things all over the States and world. So I don't know how much I'd be seeing them anyways, because they're also on top of doing whatever they're doing.
A little bit of a split life, if you like, one in
Exactly.
America, one in Europe.
Exactly. Double life.
And Jane, from your point of view, this season on the Longines Global Champions Tour, I mean, it's been certainly one of your best so far, if we look at the results.
Yes, I'm very happy until now. I hope still that I can improve on the ranking list. And we had a very hard year because we had also the qualification for the World Championship. So that's why my best horse sometimes had to go to compete in the Nations Cup for Switzerland. And I couldn't bring him always for the Longines Global Champions Tour. But that's also good because the young horses had the opportunity to jump first time in the Grand Prix of this Longines Global Champions Tour, and they are improving and getting better, and I hope for next year that they will be good as Pablo.
I'm going to say you've got a very strong string, but Pablo, tell me a little bit about Pablo DeVito, your top ride.
So Pablo DeVito is a very special horse, very energetic, a lot of blood. He really wants to do good, and he's afraid to touching poles.
That always helps. From your point of view, Lucy, I mean, Baron was your winning ride last year, but Baron is a very special horse to you, both family-wise and personally.
Yeah, he's named after my grandfather, so that was my way of tricking my family into never selling him. So he's hopefully will be part of our family for a long time, and he's such a special horse. I think we couldn't replace him if we tried. So I love him.
And how long has Baron been with you, and how's that development worked?
He's been now for 1.5 years, and he came as a 9-year-old, and it took a little while to get used to him. And I mean, he has so much ability. I had to almost learn how to just get out of his way and just let him do his thing, and he's very sensitive. So as soon as we got that relationship down, then he, like Pablo, doesn't like to touch poles either, which is good for us.
It's a great asset.
Right.
And one of your great assets are your trainers as well, in terms of, you mentioned Marcus Beerbaum in there, and of course wife Meredith Michaels Beerbaum. That's what, in your 5th season with them?
Yes, I'm my 5th summer in Teddinghausen with them, and all of my horses they have produced, and I mean, Baron is definitely a testament to Marcus's genius.
I was going to say, what is it like working with those two riders?
Besides the vast knowledge of just the sport, just being in the environment of watching them ride every day and their dedication is really inspiring.
And from your point of view, Jane, who've been the driving forces in your equestrian life? You mentioned your husband in there, but who've been your big influences?
So in my junior careers and young rider career, I rode in the stable of Willy Melliger, and he did my whole career with me when I was young. And then I had some experience with Pius, and when I went to Italy from 21 years old, since then I'm training with my husband, and we have a little bit help sometimes from Katie Monin-Prudhomme. And when George Morris came sometimes to Italy, he came also to stop in our stable to give some clinics. And I think you can learn from a lot of riders, and you are never finished with learning, and it's very important to take things from other riders and to look forward to improve.
Well, interesting. The Europeans going to the Americans going to the Europeans for training. Lucy, from your point of view, I mean, you obviously grew up in the US, and we've already just mentioned the likes of George Morris, that very American style of riding. How has it been different bringing that style to Europe and then adjusting?
Well, I think the U.S. riders all have a great base through the equitation system and hunters of, your connection with the horse, being smooth, being accurate. So when I came to Marcus, I had a nice foundation there, similar to Meredith growing up in the States. And then got a little more Germanized, a little tougher, rounder, stronger. So, but Marcus is good with kind of letting you in your natural style, kind of just developing that and playing on that.
And from your point of view, Jane, I mean, what does George and all of those bring to your riding career?
So I think maybe I was already more used to the German riding style in Switzerland here. So for me it was very important to integrate the American style out of the rhythm, jumping the horses, and I think I'm a small girl and I need rhythm with my horses. If not, it will not work, and that's the right way for me, and that's it.
And I was about to say as well, actually, I mean, your horses, often some pretty big horses there from that point of view. You're both pretty petite from that side of things. What are the key attributes, do you think, that mean that you can ride those big horses and ride them effectively? Because you do.
I try to, and we work hard on it, and I think I found my way of riding and I can still improve. Of sure, I have some very basic good horses with a lot of quality, because without this it wouldn't be possible. They make me do this high level, and I try to do the best with them together.
And Lucy, the same for you? I mean, do you think actually as a lady rider you get some advantages as well?
Definitely. People ask me that question all the time. Is it better to be like a light girl or boy or like a big like Ludger type? And I think it definitely depends on the horse, and my horse is very small, very narrow, and I think he appreciates when I'm a bit out of his way. So.
And what's the plan for the rest of the year for you, Lucy? I mean, you mentioned education and things are going to come back into play, really.
I'm gonna go back after this to California, finish up school. I have some plans during school holidays and breaks over Christmas time and such to come back to Europe and hopefully show in some indoor shows, and then planning to be back next summer, hopefully.
And from your point of view, you've mentioned schooling there, then career-wise, although it already seems to be career-wise going into the sport.
Yeah, that's the big question. I'm lucky to have a top group of horses right now, so I think I would be in a great position to finish school and try and commit myself full-time to riding. So we'll see.
And Jane, your thoughts on the rest of the season?
So now the outdoor season will be finished and we will start in the indoors, and I hope that I can participate in some World Cup shows, and then we will see where we will be next year, 2015.
Okay, well, good luck to both of you. Look forward to the California sunshine, but in the meantime, enjoy the sunshine here in Lausanne. Jane, very good luck on your home leg, and maybe back-to-back wins we wait and see. Thank you very much to Lucy Davis and to Jane Richard Phillips. Thank you from here in Lausanne. We get ready to enjoy all the action.